Well, greetings from the sales floor of Ellingson Motorcars here in Rogers, Minnesota, northern suburb of Minneapolis, Minnesota. Today we're going to talk about an exceptionally rare car and a really neat one. You just don't see them very often. A 1955 Packard Caribbean Convertible. I'll give you all the details in a moment. Well, greetings from the sales floor of Ellingson Motorcars here in Rogers, Minnesota, northern suburb of Minneapolis, Minnesota. Today we're going to talk about our latest acquisition, and it is really a rare one, a 1955 Packard Caribbean Convertible, of which they made 900 of them, and that is all. When's the last time you ever seen one? Now, you're going to want to watch this video from start to finish because we're going to do a cold start, we're going to do a walk around, give you lots more information on this car. Now, you can also click on the link in the description and it'll take you right to our website, which is www.ellingsonmotorcars.com, where you'll find all the facts on this car, pricing, and it'll also give you access to close to 100 additional cars that we also have in inventory at this time. Let's get back to this one because this is really something that, you know, me being an old car guy, you know, Packard was always asked the man who owned one. It was a very, very special car. And in 1955, Packard had joined up with Studebaker, and they were still having to have one of the more luxurious cars. They were still competing against Cadillac and Lincoln at the time, and a 1955 Packard Caribbean is one of those prime examples. It has some of the really neat features that are just really, really cool. Now look at it, it's a tri-tone, which is very popular in the 1955 era. It's a White Jade with a Zicron Light Blue and Sapphire Blue, so it really has a nice distinction, but that was something that they really did in the mid to late 50s, the tri-tone colors. I know Hudson had that as well. No, this is one of those cars that it's so special. There's so many unique features on this car. Of course, Packard now no longer had their straight eights. They went with their new V8 motor. And I'll tell you what, it's a 352, very cool V8. Now this is with the Caribbean, came with a special 275 horse, 4-barrel Batwing Air Cleaner engine. So I mean, you needed a little more performance, of course, because this is one heck of a big car. But I'll tell you what, it's one of those cars with the Ultramatic transmission. You put it in gear and it is just super smooth. But yes, it was also one of the things that they tried a new suspension system, the torsion bar suspension. Really unique system, self-leveling if you will, and I've been told that this is was one of the nicest riding cars from 1955. The big dilemma that we ran into with poor Packard is the fact that, you know, this was an expensive car. I mean, it was almost $6,000 to own one of these very, very limited production cars, whereas even a Cadillac convertible was about $1,500 less. But, you know, this was a Senior Packard, which had all the nice features. I mean, you've got power steering, you've got power brakes, you have power windows, you have a power top. You have this particular one as even more special in the fact that it has the wire wheels with the wide whites, which, you know, really sets off a car from this particular, you know, era. You know, a car of this sort to have power steering, what a wonderful feature to have. Needless to say, you're going to a car show, driving someplace, I mean, it's effortless power steering, one of those really niceties. We're kind of spoiled, we have to admit that, with our new cars. I don't even know if they make cars hardly without power steering anymore. Take a look at that engine compartment with that Batwing Air Cleaner. And I'll tell you what, with the 2.4s on it, this thing really runs really well with the 2.4s, but that Batwing is really, really special on this car. Don't try to find one of those, they're challenging at best. We have the right one on this car, so we already did the hard stuff for you. No, all those accessories are so nice. They have power steering, power brakes, and as I mentioned, some of the other things with power windows, power top, and whatnot. Beautiful chrome on this car. I'll tell you what, that is just incredibly, you know, well done. And I mean, it is, they make sure to let you know what it is. I just love the gold Caribbean right there, right on the fender. I mean, that tells you this is something special, and this is a very special car. Let's take a look at the interior on this car as well, because these were almost hand-built cars. When they only make 500 of a given model, boy, they are really special. A lot of care and attention was done. And like I said, they came with so many of the nice options. You know, Packard had really great instrument clusters because they have all the gauges. You can look at, you know, you've got an oil pressure gauge, you've got a temp gauge, fuel gauge, amp gauge, has original AM radio with a clock, whatnot. It's just very nice and clean. That's the nice thing about this particular car. It was in a Southern collection. A guy had it for a number of years, and it was really well maintained, and it just has not been, I guess, messed with, and that's the word that I like to use. Now, the interiors of these things, of course, would be a leather interior. It's got the white and two-tone blue interior in this. Very comfortable to sit in. I even got to drive this car a little bit, and it just really is very, very comfortable in that sense. As I said, we've got a white power convertible top. One switch, boom, top goes up, lock it in place in case you get caught in the rain, because I think if I owned a convertible like this, 90-95% of the time I'd be wanting to drive with the top down, just because it's so cool no matter what. Yes, Packard really came out with the double scoop hood, so it looks like it's got performance with the chrome edges on it. You've got the dual antennas in the back, and it does have skirts as well, which is another one of those options. And talk about room in the trunk, oh my goodness. You can get at least 2 sets of new golf clubs in there without even a flinch. We could have smuggled in 5 kids into the drive-in movie in this car, but you know, it gives you lots and lots of room for if you want to haul stuff around or go on that trip. It'd be a great road trip car. Can you imagine how many people would say, I've never even seen one of those things? No, interior is exceptionally nice, power windows, padded dash, just, you know, really, really neat. Now, you can find all of our stuff on Facebook, YouTube, and Instagram as well. Give us a like, leave us a comment, or subscribe. We appreciate that very much. You'll find all the information on this particular car, our current inventory, which is close to 100 cars and trucks and whatnot. Or you can also find some of the stuff that we've sold over the years, some of these interesting automobiles. If you're looking for some time spent on the internet perusing, those are some great spots to check out. But no, this is one of those cars that is just, you know, it's so special. I mean, like I said, I don't even remember ever seeing one of these, maybe in some major museum of sort, but that's about it. It's just one of those cars that really has a special place in the world of, you know, the Packard world and the old car world in general. So if you're looking for something really special, now, you're probably going to want to come down and take a look at it. We're more than happy to have you come and visit us at Ellingson's. Come in person. We're open Monday through Friday from 10 until 5 and Saturdays 10 to 4 as well. Give us a call. We'll be happy to give you all the information over the phone, give you any questions, answer any additional questions you may come up with or whatever. You can go to our website, which is www.ellingsonmotorcars.com, which will also have the information on this car, and like I said, close to 100 additional ones. So if you want to do that, that would be great. Now, I've always told people, whenever you own one of these, you know, classic cars like this, if you're a Packard guy or you're a Studebaker or a Hudson guy, join that local club that specializes in it. There's a lot, or the national club. Join the National Packard Club. Tell you what, if you have any questions or whatever, sometimes those are some of your best spots for additional information, if that's what you're looking for. So, well, we appreciate you watching and looking at our latest acquisition here at Ellingson's. We appreciate it very much. We thank you for watching the videos, and we will see you next time at www.ellingsonmotorcars.com.